Hello, Susan Young here. This video is about my introduction to myself and my website Stop Big Spending. It's the site for the spending sprees. Now the purpose of this video is to give you a short introduction of myself, of course, and also in this video I will be telling you about Stop Big Spending. Number 2, why I created Stop Big Spending, and number 3, you will be hearing my story of how, why, and when I created Stop Big Spending. Number 1, about Stop Big Spending. Now picture this. Here you are out on the town with a friend or two having a good time at the bar, having a few drinks, and those drinks turn into more drinks, and before you know it, you're plastered. You wake up and the next morning there's a smell of coffee, and there in the midst of it is this horrible looking ugly individual handing you a cup of coffee. It's your worst nightmare, realizing you slept with this person the night before and probably seemed so attractive to you when you were drunk. Now, what a wake-up call for you, right? Well, now picture this. Without a doubt, we live in a spend-happy society. Society makes it so easy and accessible, such as the internet currently, to purchase merchandise. However, just like the story above I have shared, you can be strolling along as if you were drunk and everything looks so good then, living above your means and drawing in debt. You may be buying and spending happy as can be, and suddenly wake up and for the realization you're deep in debt. What a worse nightmare that can be. Do you think it's time to get off this Stop Big Spending and get off the spending frenzy you're in? This is what Stop Big Spending is all about. We're here for support to help you. Now, there are millions of individuals finding themselves deep in debt because of overspending. It could be true because of the holidays. Many individuals find themselves in debt after Christmas. This site is a means of support and encouragement for all of you, and we will work with you together through the tough times you're going through. Now, we all go through times where we overspend. However, if it gets to a point where we are deep in debt, that's when we need help. There is no sense in beating yourself up when you get to that point. There are millions of others who have found themselves where you are. Many of you have gotten in debt because of loss of a job and just couldn't get employment. Now, one of the reasons many, for example, bipolar individuals go through the spending sprees due to the fact that they go through a destructive phase in their life and they struggle with low self-esteem. This in itself can cause behavior that can turn into many things. Sometimes impulsive behavior can cause this. Some individuals lash out at others and hurt others in this time period. Some may find themselves lying to people they care about in this self-destructive behavior. Even several other addictive behaviors prop up other than overspending. Now, the way to get help for bipolar individuals is to get in therapy sessions one-on-one or in a group setting. Many times the individuals have to be hospitalized because they got in such a depression over, they realize how they were gotten deep in debt and they get in depression and they need to be hospitalized. I'm a web designer of this site, and I have seen many who suffer from overspending and going through the spending sprees. I know from experience from others it's important to get help immediately when you start seeing signs of the many things I've mentioned. Now, the most important thing is to learn how to love yourself. At Stop Big Spending, we have a team to work with you on your finances. It's an affiliate team that we have, and you could call them at 1-800-388-2227. That number again is 1-800 388-2227. Or you can go to their website at www.nfcc.org. Our affiliate has been around since 1951. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling, or NFCC, has helped millions of people lead a more financial fit life. As the largest and longest serving nonprofit financial counseling organization in the U.S., their mission is to help all Americans gain control of their finances. Now, why I created Stop Big Spending? I created Stop Big Spending over 20 years ago because I can relate to what it feels like to go on a spending spree and find myself deep in debt. Most of my life I've gone through a roller coaster of going in and out of debt, and I finally put a stop to it and said, this enough is enough. I've got to stop the spending. So once I did that, I decided I didn't want others to suffer and go through what I went through. So that's why I created Stop Big Spending. Now, 3, you will be hearing from me my story and how, why, and when I created Stop Big Spending. The how, I did some research and put together many articles in the Stop Big Spending site, and I've made it a place of resource and information. I tried to portray support on the site, but I found out now that a website wasn't enough. That's why I decided to go on YouTube, so that I can get more personal and reach out to others, so that they can help. I can get them the help they need with their finances. I will be posting here on Sunday mornings at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Each week I will be putting up a new video. Hopefully I'll improve on my videos, being this my first time. Now, why I created Stop Big Spending, so I can get to know you more and reach out to the people on YouTube. When I created Stop Big Spending over 20 years ago, the website's been up around that long, and it's only been on social media since 2009, and I worked the hardest on it for the last 2 years. In the next video, in January 5th, I would like to open up and share about my many spending spree experiences and how I stopped my spending sprees. I like to open up on that. And I am bipolar, and I went through my spending sprees when I was manic, and I recovered from them. I will also share with you how I stopped my spending. So now the question of the day is, are you a spending freak and overspending and finding yourself deep in debt? Now, if you can relate to that, and leave a comment below, and or ask if you'd like to ask a question, you can do that, and I'll see you next week then.